Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So we are back. The FTC thing is over. I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, I've done a little bit of work since the last episode. Just kind of, not a lot of work because I didn't want to run off without you guys. But basically just setting down some plans and everything for our build. I did bring out the walls a little bit more. Still a long ways from being done. This wall here, of course, is very, very undone. If we go over to this side, this section here, I have brought the decor over a bit and did these corners and some of the tops there. This tower I'm still going to shape up a bit more because it ended up more like a cup than what I was really going for. Probably just spread it out so it's a more gradual increase in size there, but we'll see. We shall see, because I want to get this building here built before I decide for sure. I don't know how tall I'm actually going to make this building, but as you can see, I've added a few just shapes around here where buildings will be a bit later. And then I've brought this over over here, because this isn't actually going to be where the wall, this actually is just going to come out, and then there's going to be kind of a bridge here that kind of goes over like that, and you can walk underneath them. And then the actual wall for the base is going to, oh, alrighty. Anyways, and then I've started working. This isn't all going to stay cobblestone, but it's going to be a lot of cobblestone, of course. So I went ahead and changed over the ground to cobblestone for now. And then I've also got, I think, pretty much all of our items around, except maybe in the windmills. I just thought of that. I think I have some items in the windmills I have to get. But I had to bring some items over. I've been sorting through some stuff. Bit by bit. And then over here, this is actually where our creosote setup had been. And I did add this little structure here. This isn't what I originally intended to have, but if you look through here, you can actually see our wind turbines going. Originally, they were going to be more visible, but I didn't like the way that they shaped up to be. And of course, this isn't totally done yet, but once we get to covering the top, we're going to have to make sure and we use chisels and bits to cover the top of these, because that way it won't shut off the windmills, the wind turbines. But once we do the inside of this room, it will be, these will be visible kind of, I think. We might eventually just change away from the wind turbines here. I'm not for sure. But yeah, so this is kind of finished out. So we have two of the Coke Oven Advanced, and I actually have, I've been getting some stuff together here. If we grab this, you can see there's actually power cables that run over both those sides, and then cables that run down here. And if we pop down to here, you can see there's our portable tank of creosote, and I have bumped it up to the reinforced level. And it's totally full. That'll eventually get pumped out elsewhere. But and then over here we have coal coke, almost 10 stacks of that. And actually, speaking of, okay, I already put it up. I had some coal coke I was bringing over here, but I guess I already put it up. And then we've got 5.5 stacks of coal that's steadily building. And actually right up here on top of this, I've got just a standard cobblestone generator, just the base one that does 8 per second, because that supplies this plenty well to keep this filled up. So, yeah, and then it comes out here, and we'll kind of overlook this little like bay area that leads up to our storage building. And then I think this is going to end up being a little bit taller and actually going to kind of connect over. So we kind of have these towers that flank the entrance to the storage area sort of space. And then before we get into that building, that's actually where we're going to be working today. There was something else I was going to show you, but I can't I can't think of what it was. Oh, the farms. I added a little bit to the farms, but we'll go over there later or something. Mainly just getting more farms laid out more than anything. And so this building here, this isn't finished, of course. The top's not done. But this little structure that's starting to come together, this is actually going to be where we're working today. If we pop down here, you could see these are just decorative, just pipes along the wall. This is a lot of cathedral mod work that went into this. I love cathedral. And these actually put off light. These gaslit vents and then the steam vents down there. And yeah, we're going to be working a little bit down here today. And then if we look down, you can see there's another area below us here. And we're going to be working down here as well. This is going to be some immersive engineering stuff. We need to, I think, push on with that mod. This was a lot of lead. Luckily, lead is super common. So, but yeah, we'll be working down in here a bit because I want to push on a bit with immersive engineering today. And then I think probably the next episode is going to be speed building because I have a project I want to get started in mind, but I can promise we're not going to finish it, but there is a project I want to get started on. And then I did move our home away from there over to there and whatnot as well. So what I want to do today, I want to start into immersive engineering. If we pull up our quests here, right here, there's not a lot left in this tab, and I've actually got the stuff here to go ahead and just make our 27 reinforced blast bricks because we're going to need those. I'm not going to actually use those at the moment. Same with the blast furnace preheaters because we have no shortage of steel. And then of course we've made redstone engineering bricks before because we needed them for our drawer controllers. So there's 2 quests out of the way for us, and we'll get a loot chest and another loot chest from that. And we're going to get bone block, 24 of those, and then we got glowing glass, 64 of those. Okay, well, we'll take that. I'll dump it into this bag. I did get these emptied out. Also, I've been doing a bit of sorting and just kind of getting stuff ready for when the FTC thing was removed, or when it was an issue, or it wouldn't be an issue, I should say. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm actually going to get some stuff together. I need to get redstone engineering bricks, and all this stuff together. We're going to need uranium plates, reinforced alloys. We're going to need bronze plates, enriched alloy, aluminum scaffolding. I'm also going to want this. And before we get into that, I want to do one thing. Let me just pull up Immersive. And I want to do the thermoelectric generators, in fact. I want to get some Constantan. I've got plenty of steel built up, and I'm going to have to get some copper coil blocks together as well. Okay, I just got some stuff together, and I want to make a couple things. First up, let's go ahead and knock out an LV capacitor, MV capacitor, and an HV capacitor. That way we've got that. And that should knock out a quest for us. Oh, we need HV wire coil and HV. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I should be good now. Let's go ahead and get that. And I move this table into here just for crafting the treated wood and stuff. Let's go ahead and let me get our insulating glass, our HV. Oh man, I need more. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that. Just to get this quest knocked out of the way. I don't actually need this right this second, but just to get this done. And we'll go ahead and get our wire cut. There we go. And, okay, then I need sticks. That's fine. I've got plenty of these. Let me go ahead and just grab a bunch. 16 should be fine. And we'll get our HV wire coil. I know we'll need that stuff later, so there we go. Quest complete. And we get an ender pouch. That's not bad at all. I'll definitely take that. Let's throw that into there. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, what I want to do is I want to make some engineering blocks. I want to like simultaneously knock out these quests here because we're going to need this stuff in a little bit. And then also get stuff maybe for a press because I'm tired of having to go the long way around for making plates and wires, and we're going to be needing a bit of those. Maybe we should go for the press first. But I'm going to need the power first. Yeah, okay, so let's do... I'm going to take half these copper plates, and I'm just going to go ahead and convert this into copper wire. And then we're going to take our copper wire and make our LV wire coils, and then we'll go ahead and get our copper coil blocks. Let's go ahead and do 3 of those to get started with, I think. And then what we're going to do is... okay, let's go ahead and get our redstone engineering blocks knocked out. There's 4 of those. That should be plenty for us for a bit. I'm also going to need some light engineering blocks, bronze plates, aluminum scaffolding. Okay, 1 second. Well, actually, before we do that, I could probably get away with waiting for just a moment on those. Let me go ahead and get thermoelectric. I'm going to need Constantan plates. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this going for a bit. If I can just get 5 to start with, that should be fine. Actually, I think it's going to do all of them, so I'll just wait. Okay, let's go ahead and get 2 thermoelectric generators to start with. I'd like to get a fair few more of these. I'm not going to do a lot of power with thermoelectric, but we are going to do a little bit here. So let's go ahead and drop these down there. Well, I'll just put this one here. And then let me get some more of those. I think that's what I'm going to use for this. This is going to be kind of our initial power because I don't want to use the windmills for our initial power. So let's go ahead and just place this out like that, I think. And then I need to go get a couple buckets of stuff. I need to get something hot. I guess for right now we'll use lava. We'll change it out a bit later. There's a lot hotter liquids than lava in the world of Minecraft. But we're going to use lava and I think liquid starlight for the time being. Okay, so these should be generating power now. Let's go ahead and drop down. I think we're just going to use the Ender energy conduits for this. And all right, let's just go ahead and slip back here. I'm going to run the energy up. Let's see. I think if I run it up here, I'll run it up here actually, because I think I can make this actually blend in pretty well once everything's all said and done. So let's go ahead and just run this. And then what I'm going to do, let's move that out of the way for just a minute. Let's set up our HV capacitor setting like right here. And let's go ahead and smack this with the hammer. We're going to say you can insert on that side. You can output out that side. And I'm going to run power up into that. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and set up our presses where they need to go, like long term, which will be up here. So we'll just block that off. Okay. So now what we're going to do is... Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of these Ender energy conduits. I can make more in a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and just run these up like that. That's where they're going to need to go. And actually, it might be better if we run them down by 1. Put that there. Yeah, let's do that. We'll use a little bit less conduits, like 3 less conduits. Or 2 less conduits, something like that. And it's going to look better for what I have in mind for this build, because we're only going to go 3 high with these. We're going to leave the top open, so that way they'll kind of be hidden back in there. I think that'll be good. Okay, so I still need to get another 7 of those made, but I can make those later. I just need some initial power. And then what we're going to do is, I've got some HV connectors somewhere, probably over in there. I'll go grab those here in just a second. I think I made them by accident before. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and see about setting up a metal press. So we're going to need a couple, let's see, redstone engineering block, piston, conveyor belts, steel scaffolding, and heavy engineering block. Okay, great. That'll be the wall there. So let's go ahead and bring it out one from the wall. We'll set up our first one right there. This is going to be our very first metal press that's going to go there. And then I've got to get some steel scaffold. Okay, I forgot I had these steel rods right here. So I'll just use those. I've only got 2 aluminum. I'm going to make some aluminum rods, but I'm not going to... Yeah, until we get the metal press together, which will be in just a moment. Let's go ahead then and get our steel scaffold. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that as well to get our our heavy engineering block. I do need that, and I need one more of them, but I've got the materials for that right here. And then I need the uranium plates. I forgot about those. Everything's so very spread out in our base at the moment. I'm working on getting things a bit more centralized, so... Okay. Heavy engineering block. There's that. And then we are going to need a piston. And then I'm going to need some leather. Okay. We should be all set. Let me go ahead and throw down... Well, I'll go ahead and get the conveyor belts that we need. And then we'll get this thing set up. So that, and that. And then our piston and our heavy engineering block. And that should be that. There we go. Pressing matters. Okay, so we've got that in place. Then what we need to do is we need to make our presses. And these are going to be... We need all 4 of them. Okay. I'm going to start with just the plates, because we can make these a whole lot easier. Alright, so we'll get that. That way we can actually make our molds. And then we will... That. Oh, wire cutters. There we go. There's our engineer wire cutters. And... Toss those in there and we'll get the plate mold. Okay, so now we can just throw that on there. And I'm going to add some quick automation to this in just a second. But not right this second. Let's go ahead and I'm going to set up a transformer. We're going to do that here in just a minute once doing this stuff's a bit easier. I did find these. Let's go ahead then and... for right now, we're just going to run it up like that, and then, but I think we're actually going to transform it down into MV power, just so we've kind of got a transformer, because they're kind of cool. Oops, that's the wrong, I don't need a connector for that. I need a relay. We'll go ahead and just throw a connector on that, though. That to there, that to there. And then, let's go ahead. We're going to need, for the quest, we're going to need 15 more plates. So let's go ahead and just knock this quest out. Get it out of the way. And is this draining? It is draining some power, but with we have such a high threshold for storage on that I think we're going to be okay. Alright, let's go ahead then and get our gear mold, our rod mold, and our wire mold. And that keeps separating. I don't know if it's... Yeah, it's because of that. Okay, well... Maybe nothing I can do about that, but... That's okay. Alright, loot chest, there we go. And we got a drawer controller. I like that. Can never have too many of those things. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I need to make light engineering blocks just for the quest. I do have these done now, but I do need the aluminum scaffold. I have 2 rods here, but I'm going to need 1 more rod. And let me throw that on there. And there we go. Now we can make our aluminum scaffold and then our light engineering block. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get 8 of them. And bada bing. Okay. So there's that quest done. And that quest done. And oh, another ender pouch. And thankful dinners. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, so now that we've got that in place, I don't know if I want to go ahead and just throw down the other engineering blocks that we're going to need for now. let's see. As far as the presses go, I'd like to have, for sure, I'd like to have the plates, the gears, the rods. I mean, yeah, there's the lathe. I think most of these things, used to, there was like certain things that it really wasn't worth even bothering with a metal press. But I think it's been changed to where, I mean, there's the gear working die a bit later. I think, yeah, that's going to be a little bit later. There is the bullet casings and the packing. Unpacking is only for watermelons. Yeah, I don't think that, is that really, can it not be used for the blocks anymore? Or was that never, oh, okay, never mind. This is, I always get it mixed up because some packs, they don't allow the making the blocks without without tinkers or immersive engineering. So let's go ahead and we'll just throw down, you know, these are going to be the locations of presses in a bit. And we'll go ahead and pull that off. Let's go ahead and throw on the plate mold on this one, I think. And I've got some scaffold. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just work on laying these out because I think we've pretty much got the materials to do this now. And it'll get a few things out of my inventory. I have to make some more steel scaffold, which is fine. The pistons, I've got plenty of those. And over in the storage building. And then the heavy engineering blocks we're done with. Yeah, so I just have to, all I have to do is make some steel scaffold real quick. And then I've got to run some power, and I need to make a transformer so I can make this proper as well. There we go. Okay, there's our 4 metal presses. And then I'm going to go ahead and just drop on the things. I'll have to put a little sign or something on this. So we're going to say that that's going to be plates, that's going to be gears, that's going to be wires, that's going to be rods. And that should be good. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to set up a proper transformer and everything. I think what I'm going to do, which I haven't built the walls for in here, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to run the power, and I'm actually going to keep it as wires for this part. I think they look better. Cables were just convenient for down there. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a... I'm going to have to make some more connectors. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. And I've got HV wire connectors and HV wire coil. I'm going to need some more coil. I'll get that here in just a second, though. Let's go ahead then and... let's... Whoops. Let's go ahead and just snip that off. This, of course, we need to make sure that we are safe from the wires. So let's go ahead and just run that. And we're going to go ahead and turn this into... There we go. Now it is a... it's got a connector that runs through it, so we can transfer power through that wall. It's actually probably not going to stay this block, but that's fine. That's perfectly okay for us at the moment. And then what we're going to do... Is that going to be... that's actually not too bad. Yeah. Let's go ahead and just run this out. And we're going to have a wire connector atop each of these. And, oh, I just thought of something, though. Is this going to... Well, if I run it up... Ooh, let's see. Oh, but I want to do a transformer. Okay, 1 second. 1 second here. Let me pull these off. I was planning on having it going through a transformer anyways, but maybe HV on this wouldn't be too bad, and then we could transform it, have it come out to a transformer out here, which actually might work out better for us, in fact. Okay, so let's go ahead then, and we're going to pretend like this is the building. I haven't built the walls. I don't know for sure just yet what I'm going to make these upper walls built out of, so this is more of like a temporary thing. But let's go ahead and just run this up to there, that, over to there. And then I am going to need some more of this, so let's go ahead and plug up the wires. And then we'll plug up, oh, whoops. We won't plug up anything else because I still have to run this. Okay. If I run that to there, connect that, and flying around near these wires isn't a good idea, but we won't be flying soon, so that's okay. And then we can get all this stuff plugged up, and we will be in business. It's going to make a lot of our crafting... you cannot attach this wire anywhere. Oh, because I made steel cable. Whoops. Okay, whoops. And then if I jump right there... Okay, yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Since we've got that now, I can set up an additional... Yeah, let me do this. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do, actually, is just run it through here. And so we're going to have relay setting there, and then that. Then over here, that. And then from this one, I'll have to make another HV connector set. That's fine. And I may have to shift where this is set up at. But this will all be the back side of the building, so it's not really a big deal. I'll probably never be coming through here. There will be like a glass window there so we can actually see it, you know, from the water and everything. These will get a bit more ornate than they are right now, just as a heads up. But, yeah, what I think I'm probably going to do, let's just pull this off. Let's set this to say there. Run that up, and then run that over. And then we're going to have one more set there. And 1 second. Okay, there we go. And we'll just connect that up and connect that over and connect this over like that. Okay, so now all this should have power. Good. Oh, I didn't actually plug this one up. My bad. There we go. Okay. Now we are all set. And that way, whenever I come out of this, I mean, the only wires that are going to be exposed that I can electrocute myself on inside of this building are those right there. And then now we have metal presses, which is going to make building the rest of this stuff a whole lot easier. So now what we need to do, I actually ate through a lot of steel. I'll probably get some more running here in just a second. Okay, I've been getting some stuff together. I actually got way more heavy engineering blocks than I meant to get, but that's fine. I forgot they do 4 at a time. I was thinking they did 2 at a time, but that's okay. I've got a lot of stuff laid out. Now, we do need to get the generator blocks and the radiator blocks. Let's go ahead and do those real quick. And I'm going to need a bit of copper. And we'll go ahead and run this stuff through. I got to thinking, I think what we're going to do is, in the next episode, I've got some speed building stuff planned, and I think we will have a little segment here where we speed build out this building as well, alongside all of that, because I do want to get this building finished out, at least for practical purposes. I actually had a pet come up and try to steal. I had to kill him. He stole a bunch of my items, and so I had to kill him because he was running off with them, so... Alright, let's go ahead, get a few of those, and let's go ahead and get our generator, or our kinetic dynamo. There's 4 of those, and then we'll get our generator blocks, which I only need 2 of. Got some spare kinetic dynamos, never have too many of those things. There's that. And then I'm also going to need 9 radiator blocks. Okay, there we go. There's that. And we did get a couple quests completed. We are almost done with this section. There's loot chest and loot chest. And we got a cup of coffee and fish and chips. Okay. I'll go ahead and have this cup with coffee. And I'm just going to toss this cup. Alright. So now, I just got to thinking, though... This is going to be right on the edge. But truth be told, I've never had issues too much with multi-blocks being at a... at something like that. So I think I can actually clip that edge off. Yeah, it's just that right there that, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's still kicking away. Most of it's getting voided at the moment, but that's alright. It's basically building up aquamarine more than anything. Okay, so we've got everything that we need at this point. I've got generator blocks, radiator blocks, all this other junk. Let me dump off what I can. And what we're going to do, first and foremost, is we are going to... I guess I'll go ahead and get the projector first before we do this. Just make things a little bit quicker. So let's... And that way we can finish off the very last quest. Okay, there's our projector. Wonderful. And quest complete. And we get 3 loot chests for that. I'm going to wait to turn those in just 1 second here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's pull up heavy machinery. Let's do a squeezer first. And go ahead and craft that together with our projector. Okay, left shift plus middle click if we want to. Okay, so what I want to do, let's set it to that. I want the output actually facing this way, so that works out perfect. And then input would be here on the corners there. So, yeah, so let's do that. Let's, is that correct? We'll have the, okay, no, I need the redstone. Yeah, I need that right there. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's grab our steel scaffolding to start with. Just go ahead and start building this thing out. Our fluid pipes are light engineering block, and then light engineering block. Redstone, and that, and then we just need our piston and our fences, and then we'll get this thing facing down and shift right click somewhere. There we go. Okay. There's that, and then I want to get the fermenter. And this one, we're going to need to actually mirror this one over. That's fine. Let's go ahead and just poof. There we go, and shift. There we go. Okay, because we were going to want the... I want it facing off in this direction. So it's going to be the redstone block. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and then we'll just get this thing built out. And then I think once this is all done and these rooms are all set up and everything, I think it's going to look pretty nice, I hope. For this, and we'll have kind of like a little power system set up over here, because right now we actually don't have any proper power systems, and it's kind of killing me because our power is just the windmills. They're great and everything, but they don't produce a ton of power. So there we go. There's our fermenter. Squeezer and fermenter there. Now back in here is actually going to be our engine, and then right down, it's actually, the stuff's going to come up, it's going to go to the fermenter and the squeezer up here, and then it's going to, well actually... I just thought of something. I could put it here, I suppose. Because I have... No, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. For some reason, I was thinking there was another section down there. What we're going to do, because we're going to have our cloches back in here. And... I could put the fermenter into there. And have the liquid ferment. Let me do some thinking. And then have our generator upstairs. The power would then have to run down basically to power this stuff. But that wouldn't be terrible. But that would put my generator way up here. Maybe it's better in the base of this. because I totally forgot about the fermenting part. For some reason, I totally forgot about it. So, just one second. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to set up the refinery here. I went ahead and I took a little bit of time to just go ahead and finish setting these up. And we're going to see, we might actually have enough power to run this downstairs through those, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But, I mean, this stuff's all going to back up in due time. It's probably, if I try to run both of those machines that we're going to be setting up down there, plus the metal press up here, it's going to be terrible. But, I don't know. We'll see. Because this might actually back up, and then we can just feed over some more power later. But I think I'd like the refinery here, and then if I have to run power down, that's okay too. So what we're going to do is, that's the refinery. Let's go ahead and just move this for right now. Let's see, the side with the heavy engineering blocks is this side. And that's the side that I want facing us. So let's go ahead and just put that in right there. And then we'll just go ahead and just get this built out real quick. It's going to be that. It's going to be like that. Because more than anything right now, I just want to get diesel production going. If we use it or not this episode, we shall see. But we've actually got the stuff made for a diesel engine. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and smack that. And now we have ourselves a refinery. Wonderful. So now what we need to do, I'm going to have to get some cloches set up. I'm going to have to finish out this room and finish out that little setup. I'm honestly debating if I want to go ahead and just bring the thermoelectrics all the way up now. Because I'm kind of on the fence about it. But we shall see. We shall see. Alright. So what I'm going to have to do right now is I'm going to have to run some cables. Because I need, let's see, HV wire connector. I need to run power to there. And I need to run power to here. And then I'm going to have to run some piping, just using conduits probably, because our squeezer and our fermenter, because I want to start making diesel. And so we're going to need our ethanol, which is going to be, I'm going to use like kind of our traditional system here. So we might use like potatoes or whatever, and then our plant oil, of course we can use our seeds, and so we'll probably use the industrial hemp method. Let's see, where did it go? Yeah, right here, because it produces more plant oil at 120 megabits, or millibuckets. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. And then the ethanol, I think the ethanol is pretty much the same across the board. I think it sits in at 80. I'm going to double check this, but I believe that's the case. Then we're just going to run this through Cloches, and that's what the idea for the back wall. So this bottom floor, all it's really going to be for is, this whole bottom floor is just going to be for our biodiesel setup. So we'll have our squeezer, our fermenter, our refinery, and then we're going to have our Cloches that do all the farming for us on this wall. Which I am going to have to, it's going to take a little bit to get our Cloches, not a whole lot of work, but to make our thermionic fabricator, we are going to need these IC2 upgrade ejectors, the LV wire connector, heavy engineering block, and we're going to have to get ourselves a thermionic fabricator, which is not too bad, but we're going to have to move into a little bit of forestry for that, and then this here, we're going to have to get some seed oil and stuff, which we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, so I'll be back in just a little bit once I get some cables ran and whatnot, and figure out how I want to run this power. So I'll be back. Okay, it's been a little bit. I've got a little bit of work done. I did, I made too many of those, so I got to take that back. I did go ahead and run some power cables down from, that's just basically right up there is where our thermal stuff is set up. And so what I want to do, and I need to close this up, and I brought those cables around, so like you can see right here, they come around right there, and they go over and go to right there, which I should probably go ahead and plug that up. Now it's starting to get a little bit of power, and these are all just HV capacitors. And then it comes around from there over to here. So I am going to have to come up underneath here and just right click that, so that way it can start accepting energy from there. And then I'll just close that off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say that this can output, and then the bottom here can output, and then over here can output. Oh, I like that. I like that view. We're coming to the end of this setup, and then I'm gonna have to make. I've got the materials on me, I think. Let me go ahead and make some more wire connectors. And I did have to raise that because actually whenever I was cleaning up this, I cleaned this up and made it look a little bit nicer. And whenever I was doing that, yeah, I'm right underneath the surface there. So, and then these cables here, they actually just run. These pipes actually connect over right there, and then this runs over to there. This side runs over to there, and all this stuff should be plugged up, should work appropriately. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run, of course. Of course. Alright, I'm going to have to make some more cable in that case. I mean, I could shift it, but I really want it in the center. Is this side going to be the same? Oh, this side works. Okay, great. This side does work out, and I'm pretty, yeah, I know this side will work out. Let's go ahead and do that. Run that across. So it's really just this one that wants to be difficult. If I did that, that would work. Yeah, so maybe I'll just run it like that. It's not terrible. Let me pop over. Actually, when I was digging that out, I got some more coal. Let me pop over and get some steel. Okay. We should be all set now. We'll go ahead and just plug that one up. So there we go. Industrial fermenter. And then what I want to do, just to test this whole thing, make sure that it works. This should have power. That's got power. That's got power. That did disconnect. Ugh. I may have to... because there's a chunk border right there. But hopefully... I don't know. We'll see. Also, I've got... these are item conduits that just run through, because once we plug up the cloches... the cloches will be over here, and then they'll just run the items over. I also went ahead and made an infinite water source, because we'll use that here in just a bit as well. Now, what I want to do to test this out, this is the fermenter. I'm going to grab a stack of potatoes, and we'll see if these, if it works, even though that's disconnected. I'm hoping that it does, but we shall see. Okay, so that's starting to run. It is working. Even though that's visually disconnected, it is working, and it's sending the ethanol over here. That's great. That is great. And then we'll test the other side real quick and see how this side does. The item conduit should all work. So, okay, it's making the plant oil. The plant oil is coming through, and it's going into here, which is now producing biodiesel. That's awesome. So now once I get the cloches set up, we should be in business. Now, right now, I mean, yeah, it's not producing enough energy to run all of this, like, consistent, like, really, really fast, but there's also not a stockpile of energy, and this liquid is going to back up. Now, eventually, a bit later on, we are going to be, we'll bump up the energy that's over here, you know, have like a central energy hub kind of a thing. But getting biodiesel production up and going will help a lot. I am probably going to add 3 more thermoelectrics up top just to boost up our energy production. And I'll go ahead actually and just run this up like that. And that way I can just add those in there. And then let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay. That should set us up pretty nice. I think I put back all the lead that needed to be replaced. I feel like I'm missing some somewhere because I took out 8. Oh, but I cleaned up some lead that was in the way for running these pipes. So, okay. Now, really, really quickly, I am going to have to get some stuff together once again. But we did finish out this quest. Let's go ahead and... oh, it's a choice reward. For some reason, I was thinking we got all 3. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and take the top one. It sounds good. And this whole section is now complete as far as the quests go. But, oh, Creative Essence. Legendary reward. I don't think we can do much with it on its own because we take 4 there. And then we take a bunch here. But to actually make this stuff is very, very expensive. So to get one as a quest reward, it's pretty nice. Tier 6 Essence, Insanium, lots of Insanium. We do need to get essence farming up and going before too long. We'll probably get onto that before too long. Okay, but this is now reliably producing biodiesel for us. We've got a bit in there. We've got some plant oil. Now, right now, I'm not pumping this out anywhere. I just want to get the infrastructure down, and then we'll actually pump it out and send it to wherever it'll need to go. I mean, this isn't going to... This will run... Actually, I think a single setup runs 2 generators, maybe more. I can't remember. But yeah, this will be a good start towards our power. And we're pretty much going to be running it off of just thermos, I believe. I believe so. But I might have to bump up power in this area. I could set up a diesel generator here, which we might do, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. So anyways, I've got to get some stuff together because the next bit of business that we need to be making is the Cloches. Not too difficult, but we are going to have to make a thermionic fabricator. So we're going to have to do just a tad bit of forestry. Gold gears are easy enough at this point. We're going to have to make ourselves a carpenter. Copper gears. And then this right here, which is sturdy casing, which is copper gears and bronze. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and start with the carpenter, I guess. There's that. And we also did complete a couple quests. We're going to get into those in just a moment. And then I need to get the squeezer really, really quick. There's that. And thermionic fabricator. I'm going to have to make this stuff. That's fine. Block glass. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab 3 of those. And let's see. If we go in here, we have unlocked the forestry mod. I'm going to go ahead and turn that in. There's that. And we have now completed 4 quests. So the forestry gate, we get to pick 32 bronze ingots, an aqueous accumulator, or 4 sturdy casings. I actually made more sturdy casings than what I needed. I'm going to go ahead and take the bronze, in fact. Aqueous accumulator, not super great, considering we can just get infinite water super cheap in this pack. This right here, we get a loot chest. This right here, loot chest. And then this right here, loot chest. And then there's a quest right over here for the thermionic fabricator, which we'll get that in just a moment. Alright, so we got another Robert, another ender pouch, 3rd one this episode, and a liquid-fueled engine for advanced rocketry. 8 of them, in fact. Okay. That'll come in use a bit later. Alright, so what we need to do... Okay, I believe we can use our hemp seeds for this. And I'm just going to, very, very temporarily, I'm going to have this set up right up here. Just because we can. Go ahead and dump that in and let that start squeezing this stuff out. It's going to take a little bit to get the seed oil that we need. So, then I'm going to go ahead and set up our carpenter over here. And I'm going to need a hardened casing, 5,000 millibuckets of water. I'm going to need 4 diamonds and a sturdy casing. That's fine. Drop that in there. And you can tell I made too much copper and too many sturdy casings, all that stuff. It's not an accident. I made too many copper gears. First I saw them on it, I was like, okay, they're all copper gears. But they were like half copper, half bronze. It's been multiple times this episode I'm thinking, like, I need to go get some more buckets because I've only got the one on me and I may have some more somewhere, but I've just been kind of moving them one by one and all that fun stuff. Okay, so that's going to get our hardened casing running. We've actually got a decent amount of seed oil built up. I think to get this, I think we've got enough. Yeah, it only takes like 250, so that's not too bad. And really, I could move it over with one of these. Alright, I went ahead and got 32. I've got like 60 stacks of oak wood. Because if you noticed, over in this area, I had to cut down so many trees. I have so much wood built up right now. So I've got plenty of it. I'll just go ahead and throw all this in. And whatever it makes, That's fine. And we are going to complete a couple quests from this stuff as well. And then to get our thermionic fabricator, I believe it's just crafted then. Yeah, it's just crafted. There we go. And quest completed. Okay, so we got a chunk of this knocked out this episode as well, so that's great. Let's go ahead. We got factory blocks. 64 of them. Okay. And then we'll get what we're actually after, which is the thermionic fabricator. Quest complete. And we'll turn that in. Boom. And I think that's probably going to be the last quest that we knock out this episode. And we got speed upgrades. 8 of them. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think this is actually, no, it's not done yet. Okay. Let's see, to actually make the garden cloche, we're going to need heavy engineering block, LV wire connector, treated wood, and then we need these right here, which are easy enough to do. I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these, I think. Oh yeah, I've got 26 heavy engineering blocks. A few of them are going into diesel engines, but I'm going to make a few, I think. I've got 3 wire connectors. That'll be fine for right now. And then we'll expand a bit later on. If we could, I think we can actually make these. I think I've got a compactor, but that's fine. I'm going to do it this method for now. I'll make them in bulk. A bit. Yeah, we do have a compactor, don't we? Because I made the... It's over in that house. We got to get back into IC2, but it would take so long. I don't feel like waiting for that at the moment. Pistons are easy enough anyways. Okay, we'll go ahead and get some power running through this thing. And that way it can start building up. I need glass. I'll go ahead and get 3 I'm thinking Cloches take 3, but... Go ahead and start getting that melted. And then I need that. Oh, how much liquid glass? This takes 4,000. Okay, my bad. Go ahead and toss that in there. Boom. And there's our garden cloches. Awesome. Okay, so for right now, I'm actually going to pull this stuff up. I don't want it here at the moment. Nor do I need it here at the moment. And we're going to set up our cloches. Now, I think for starters, I'm actually going to set them up just maybe 2. This side will be doing the potatoes. That side will be doing the seed oil. So I'm going to do 1 on this side. And we'll put it like that. And then I'm going to do... So if I set it up right there, I think. And then I do, say, 2 right there. Let's say. But this actually needs to be turned around. Yeah, like that. I know you can just rotate these, but this works just as well. Okay, so I'm going to put a wall there. I'm going to run these item conduits back along. I'll do a facade on it a little bit. We'll say you can extract is always active. And then I'm gonna put some drawers down as well. Not right this second, but I will put a drawer down at some point. There was some iron, but that's fine. I've got quite a bit of iron at the moment. Okay, so there's the item extraction. And then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do the fluid and the energy. The energy is easy enough because we're just gonna run out this right here. Like that. So those are building up power. And I can't remember if these take a lot of power in this pack. I seem to recall them being buffed up, but we'll find out. It's not a biggie. And then as far as the fluid goes, that's where we're going to use the infinite water source. And let me grab this as well. And we'll just put this kind of just dead set in the middle. And I think I can input the water. Yeah, there we go. That's going in, and then we'll just do the same thing on this side. Alright, so now all we need is some potatoes and some dirt, which I might actually have on me. So we're going to do potatoes and industrial hemp. And I know there's some other soil types we could use, if I recall. I think this pack has them. I know some packs have the additional soil types, but for right now we're just going to go with standard dirt. Go ahead and pop that in there. Pop that in there. They do seem to be using up a bit of power. That's fine. If it's not super fast, I don't care. Well, it is growing. It's just, yeah. Sometimes that does bug, too. And it may not be getting enough power. I don't know. But I'm not worried about it. So, let's see. That one's building up at a good rate. And this one over here is building up at a pretty good rate. Now, over here, this stuff should start going up before too long. I am going to have to set up some drawers because I know that this will be getting potatoes just fine. Poisonous potatoes will come up, which I can't recall. Can they make... I don't think... No, they can't be squeezed or anything. Yeah, we'll definitely want some more power going through here because I can tell that it is draining. It's draining that pretty good at the moment, but that's fine. Okay, we're definitely going to need more power. It is running, but it takes a little bit. I had to wait pretty much for these buffers to fill up, and because these won't actually work if they're not getting like constant power. Like this one got enough power, it looks like, to probably make some potatoes, and then it's probably going to come through. Yeah, this is running a little bit. This will start to back up, and things will actually start running a little bit more smooth, because this is going to stop running here shortly, of course. But it is going to be a very, very slow process until we get more power in this. I'm going to give some thought to it. I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. And like I said, I think next episode is going to be mostly building. We might dabble with this a little bit and maybe set up a generator to run over here because we definitely need it. I did go ahead and get the fourth layer of these put in. So this is kind of filled out now. I'm fairly happy with that. But we're going to need to fill the rest of this with cloches and get a generator over here running. We just, we have to. But one generator is going to run this and be plenty. So what I'm probably going to do is actually have the generator and this whole thermal setup fed over to like a main power area. And then that will pump power into the cloches. Or maybe pump the power to the cloches and then extra power gets siphoned out. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm going to give it some thought how I want to do that. But like I said, next episode we're going to be doing mainly building, I think. And we're going to finish out the top of this and start working on a new project. We will probably not finish that new project. I've got a couple projects in mind, so it's going to be one of those. A couple of those projects we could finish in an episode. A couple of those projects we could not finish in an episode. So we'll see where things go. And whatnot, and decide from there, I guess. I'll make a decision for next episode. But anyways, we got a bit of work done this episode. It's good to be back. Good to be back. And time to get into a bit more Enigmatica as time goes on. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've got to get some proper lighting in this room. Get rid of all these torches. I'll work on that and probably work on finishing that back wall there. I don't think we really need to get back here except to plug up for the biodiesel output. Yeah, I might leave this part open, actually. I might put the facades down there and cover up the back end of this. But yeah, I'll probably leave this little bit open. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Welcome back to Enigmatica. And hopefully no more issues now. Now moving forward. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. I'll see you guys then.